What if the very thing you think is helping your body is quietly stealing your strength? Japan's oldest doctor lived beyond 100 and warned against one daily habit that weakens your legs, drains your energy, and accelerates aging. It's not sugar, not stress, it's sitting. But there's a gentle way to reverse the damage, with just 2 minutes of motion at a time. Let's walk through it, step by step. In my country, we don't talk much about muscle. We talk about motion, because when you stop moving, your body begins to vanish quietly. Most people over 60 don't realize how fast leg strength declines until stairs feel heavier, balance gets shaky, or sleep becomes restless. But the truth is, it's not age. It's a fixable mistake. And by making one graceful shift in your day, just like we did in Japan, you can reclaim your strength, circulation, and peace of mind. 1. The hormonal drain of sitting. Still. Most people think of sitting as harmless, a way to rest the body, to give the legs a break. But what I saw in thousands of patients, and in my own body, tells a different story. Because after 60, sitting quietly can quietly undo your strength. Let me explain. When you sit for too long, your body stops listening to insulin, the hormone that helps deliver nutrients into your muscle cells. It's like insulin is knocking on the door, but the muscle says, "I'm closed for the day." Studies show that in seniors, it takes 33% more insulin to do the same job, just 1 hour into sitting. Now, add another hormone, cortisol. This is your body's stress signal, but when it stays elevated, which happens during extended stillness, cortisol turns into something destructive. It becomes a demolition crew, tearing down your muscle brick by brick. So, while your body looks at rest, inside, it's starving your muscles and breaking them down at the same time. Imagine a house that's not getting deliveries, and the roof is being pulled apart, piece by piece. That's what's happening in your legs when you stay seated too long. But here's the good news. This is not permanent. Just 2 minutes, every 30, that's all it takes to break this pattern. You don't need to jog, you don't need fancy equipment. Stand up, stretch your arms, lift your heels off the ground a few times, walk to the window, and breathe deeply. These simple movements flip the switch. They bring insulin back online, and they tell cortisol, "You can go now." In Japan, we call this shinpo no ugoki, small forward movements. It's how I stayed mobile into my hundreds. One of my patients, Haruki, was 76 when he started using a kitchen timer to remind himself every half hour. At first, he thought it was silly, but 3 weeks later, he could climb the temple stairs again, without grabbing the rail. 2. Circulation collapse. Why your legs feel heavy. Have you ever noticed your legs feel heavier in the evening, like you're carrying bags of sand, but only from the knees down? That isn't your imagination, it's your circulation, slowing down without warning. You see, when we sit for long hours, especially after meals, our leg muscles stop squeezing, and without that gentle pressure, blood stops moving freely. In fact, one Japanese study showed that just 8 hours of sitting reduced blood flow to the legs by up to 50%. That's like turning a flowing river into a stagnant pond. And here's the dangerous part. That slowdown causes inflammation to rise. One molecule, IL-6, jumps by 45%. Another, IL-10, the anti-inflammatory protector, drops by 40%. So now your legs aren't just tired, they're inflamed, underfed, and slowly being reshaped by stillness. But there is a way out, and it doesn't involve medicine. The best time to fix this? Evening. Between 6 and 11 p.m., your body enters what researchers call a window of muscular receptivity. That's when movement has the greatest effect on leg strength and blood flow. 3 to 5 motion breaks in that time window. Even just standing or walking from room to room can restore the flow. It's like opening a locked dam and letting the river return. One caregiver told me, "Dad's legs were cold and restless every night. We started walking a few slow laps in the hallway after dinner. Now, his legs feel warm again, and he sleeps better." So, here's your quiet challenge. Before bed tonight, can you take one short walk? Even 2 minutes? Not for exercise, not for steps, just to remind your legs that they are still alive and needed. Have your legs ever felt heavier at night than in the morning? Type yes if you've noticed that shift. You're not alone. Yoas 3 Nighttime Repair, the GABA switch. In Japan, we believe healing begins when the body is still, but only if the brain knows how to let it happen. And there's one quiet conductor that makes that possible: GABA. GABA is your body's calming neurotransmitter. It tells the brain, it's time to rest, it's time to rebuild. But after 60, and especially in people who sit too much, GABA levels start to fall. And when GABA drops, your muscles stop repairing. One 2024 study showed that low GABA in older adults led to a 12% decrease in muscle protein synthesis in just 14 days. That's 2 weeks of sleep where your body forgot how to rebuild. Think of GABA as the night shift foreman on a construction site. Without him, the workers don't show up. No scaffolding gets lifted, no repairs get made. But here's the hopeful part. We can restore GABA naturally and get those workers back on the job. Researchers at the Institute for Health Research found that 10 to 30 milligrams of GABA taken before bed improved muscle strength by up to 70% in older mice, equivalent to humans in their 70s. It also cut inflammatory markers by half. Now, I'm not suggesting you take a pill blindly. In Japan, many elders sip GABA-rich teas or take a small GABA capsule in the evening, alongside a light meal. My patient Helen was skeptical, but she tried a GABA supplement after dinner with half a banana and warm tea. 5 weeks later, she wasn't just sleeping better. She could carry groceries again without her legs trembling. What's one gentle habit you could add to your nighttime rhythm? Not to fall asleep faster, but to help your body rebuild while you rest. 4. Myth: rest preserves your legs. Fact: stillness weakens them. For most of my life, I heard the same phrase. Don't overdo it. You need to rest. And yes, there is wisdom in rest. But there's also a quiet danger in too much stillness. Because what most people don't realize is that inactivity, especially in the legs, doesn't protect you. It slowly erases your strength, one quiet day at a time. Let me explain. When you stop moving, your muscles stop receiving signals from the nervous system. That signal is what tells them, you're needed, stay strong. Without it, the body assumes you no longer use those muscles and begins breaking them down. In fact, a 2018 study in the Journal of Aging Research found that each additional hour of sitting was linked to a 1.7% drop in lean muscle mass. Just 1 hour, but there's hope, and it starts with small movement interruptions. The same study showed that people who simply stood up and moved for 2 minutes every 30 minutes cut their muscle decline risk by 45%. I call this micro-motion medicine. It doesn't take sweat, it doesn't take strength, it just takes remembering. That movement is not optional, it's vital. Let me tell you about Akiko. She was 70 when she slipped and broke her wrist. After surgery, her doctor told her, rest, don't move too much. So she didn't. For months. And her legs began to ache. Her balance got worse. She stopped going outside. Her daughter gave her a small kitchen timer. It chimed every 30 minutes. At first, Akiko just stood. Then she walked to the hallway. Then the mailbox. 6 weeks later, she returned to her garden. I thought rest would protect me, she said, but motion brought me back. Have you ever mistaken stillness for safety? What's one small movement you could bring back into your day today? Aindu, Dr. Hinohara's quiet evening habit. In my later years, people often asked, Dr. Hinohara, what's the one thing you still do every day to stay strong? My answer surprised them. I don't go to the gym. I don't take long walks. I move gently in the evening. You see, there's a hidden window between 6 and 11 p.m., a time when the body's motor system is more responsive. It's when your balance resets, when your nervous system settles. We studied this in Okinawa too, one of the world's longest living regions. There, it's common to see elders sweeping a step, pacing the porch, or doing light arm swings before bed. Researchers found that just 3 to 5 short walking sessions in the evening improved leg function and stability in seniors, even more than morning activity. It's not about calories, it's about coordination. It's about reminding the body that it's still in rhythm with life. Let me tell you about Frank, 74. He lived alone and often felt stiff at night. He told me, Doc, it's like my knees freeze after dinner. I suggested something simple. After eating, walk a few slow laps around your dining table. Don't rush. Don't count steps. Just move the way you'd hum a tune. 4 weeks later, Frank said, I can climb stairs again. My knees, they bend like they used to. So, tonight, after your meal, don't just sit and wait for sleep. Take a walk, even 90 seconds. Let your legs know the day isn't over, and neither are you. We often believe that strength fades with age, but I've learned it's more often stolen by stillness. Your body is not broken. It's simply waiting to be reminded that it still matters. A few minutes of movement, a quiet walk in the evening, a gentle shift in how you rise, rest, and breathe. These are not small things. They are your return ticket to balance, strength, and confidence. And you don't need to chase youth to reclaim vitality. You just need rhythm and care. If this video brought you a moment of peace or a clearer path forward, I invite you to subscribe, not for numbers, but because I believe your future is still worth walking toward. And if someone you love has been sitting too long, you can share this with them too. Because in my experience, most healing begins with a single step.